Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. If you're new here, welcome. Please consider subscribing if you like movies and talk about movies and all that kind of stuff. That's what we do here. We do it every single day on the channel, so if you're interested in that kind of thing, definitely hit that red subscribe button below. It really helps me out and help you out too, so consider doing that. But we are continuing the Harry Potter series today. I'm doing a Harry Potter universe series, so I am including the Fantastic Beasts movies, which I'm very excited to talk about because I think they're very, very interesting. So without further ado, let's talk about Fantastic Beasts and where to find them. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was released in 2016. It was written by J.K. Rowling and directed by David Yates. And there's no spoilers for this, so don't even worry about that. But I want to talk a little bit first about the writing and the directing, which I find quite awful. First, the writing. And we know that Steve Kloves wrote most of the movies that we've seen thus far in the Harry Potter series. He wrote 7 out of the 8, which is quite impressive. And for the most part, I had no issue with the penmanship of said Steve Kloves, and I appreciate all of his work. Much more so now that we have watched the first installment of the Fantastic Beasts franchise, which are supposed to be 5 movies, which is 6 movies too long. And I find that J.K. Rowling's writing is not good in terms of a screenplay or a stage play. I did not like the screenplay for this, and I did not like the stage play for The Cursed Child. I just don't like it. I think the issue that I had with the book, with the stage play for The Cursed Child, is it feels so much like a fan fiction. It just feels like they were like, okay, we need money, and let's just write a quick little story, and they did. And that kind of feels like the same thing here with the movie. It kind of feels rushed, and honestly, it could have been its own movie. And I think this could have been a fine movie if we had condensed it into a 1-movie release instead of a 5-movie release, which is ridiculous. I find that the issue is there's not much story to tell, and they tell it so slowly that I stop caring very quickly. Like, there are moments where I'm like, oh, it's actually kind of a cool idea, but then even those cool ideas are ruined by the directing by David Yates here. And I've mentioned this in most of my other Harry Potter reviews, but the tone that David Yates chooses is never correct, except for in Harry Potter Part 2, The Deathly Hallows Part 2. Only then did I find it good. David Yates has directed 4 Harry Potter movies, and this is the 5th one in the universe that he's directed. And it is frustrating to me why he chooses to go with the tones that he has chosen. If we watch other movies, we know that we are supposed to get a feeling when we watch a movie, right? And this feeling that we get from this one is sad, dark, depressed, right? We're watching it. Think about the difference between Spider-Man from 2002 and this movie, okay? Set in the same place, okay, New York City. In Spider-Man, the first one with Tobey Maguire, we see so many bright colors in New York City, okay? Everything looks happy, it's bright, it's awesome, the colors are vibrant. And then we get to this one, and we get to Fantastic Beasts, and it's dark and sad and rainy all the time. And it just makes the whole film have this gloss over of like, It's never a good decision, in my opinion, to make something look more noir than it has to, particularly if you're going for a happy feel, which is why I think it clashes with the music, which normally I love the music from Harry Potter movies, and I like the music here if you listen to it by itself on a soundtrack. I love the soundtrack for this, I really do. When you're watching the movie and listening to the soundtrack, it doesn't work, because you're watching something that seems dark and boring and bland, and you throw a dash of da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and it feels great. And it really clashes the visual and the audio here, and it does not work. And it is such a big deal. People don't realize how big of a deal it is. That is a big deal. When you watch this movie and you're like, wow, this is really bad, but I don't really know why, that's why. You literally are supposed to, like, the visual is telling you to feel sad, dark, depressed, but then they're throwing this at you, and it's making you think, oh, okay, this music's great, and we're having fun. There's some cool stuff happening on screen that isn't bad, and it's a big issue. And that's why I think that J.K. Rowling and David Yates do not work together. I don't think that J.K. Rowling should write more, and I don't think that David Yates should direct the rest of them. He is, and she is. I'm not looking forward to it. However, for the third one, as far as I know so far, Steve Kloves has agreed to co-write the script. So I have at least that to look forward to. Maybe he could fix parts of it, but I honestly have low hopes. There are some great things with this film, though. I do like the look of it. I like not the look, of course, like the tone's awful, but I like the special effects, and the beasts look so cool. They look very cool. I like the general plot. I like the whole Ezra Miller Credence plot. No spoilers on that, but I really like that idea. I like that we have Colin Farrell in it, even though he's probably not going to be in much more. I like Johnny Depp, even though he's barely there, and of course now he's gone. I'll talk about that in the next video about Fantastic Beasts Part 2. And I think that, for the most part, the acting is quite spectacular. So let's talk about that real quick. Starting with Eddie Redmayne as Newt Scamander. I mean, he's perfect. No one else can play Newt Scamander. He's literally perfect. He has this weird, awkward quality about him that he's just like, yeah. And I don't know. I get him. I feel him. He looks great. He just sounds great. He is Newt Scamander in my eyes. Ezra Miller as Credence. I love Ezra Miller. I'm a huge Ezra Miller fan. Ever since like the First Meanwhile Flower, I've fallen in love with Miller. And he's great as the Flash, in my opinion. I really do enjoy his work. And I think he was good here. I think maybe he overacted a little bit, and that is definitely a concern moving forward. But for the most part, I didn't have an issue with his performance. But I suppose we'll see later how much of an impact that might have in the future movies. But for now, I think his performance was just fine. I think it was good. It was what it was. I think, again, maybe it was a little overzealous, but not the worst thing that could have happened. And Catherine Waterston as Tina. I think she was just fine. I don't really care about the character of Tina, which is bad because I think we're really supposed to care about her, and I don't really care. There's this really emotional scene at the end of the film that I just didn't really care about. I was like, okay, whatever, I don't really care, which is a problem. And it's not what you like. It's not what you like to see. Is you like to like these characters, and I don't think we have enough knowledge about them at all. They just kind of throw them in there like, yep, and this is a girl, and cool. And that's it. And I blame all of that on Rowling here for the really, really not good writing. I think I want to go back to one point that I made earlier, which is that this could have been one movie, right? If we had decided on a lesser villain for this, it would have been better. We could have had, say, just Credence be the villain, okay? And focus on that for this one movie. Get that done, taken care of. If we didn't mention Grindelwald, this wouldn't have had to be a franchise, and it would have been better, in my opinion. I think we could have made it one movie about him collecting his beasts and putting them back, while also realizing that Credence may be a problem. But they decided to make this an entire 5-movie franchise off of one tiny book. I don't know if you've ever seen the book. It is a real book. It was released in 2001, and it is called Fantastic Beasts: Where to Find Them, and it is a book about the beasts. There are beasts labeled on each page. I have it somewhere. I don't think I have it here. I think I have it at my other house. And it is definitely a cool book. And I like the idea of it. I like that you can read through and flip through and be like, oh, yeah, I like the hippogriff. Yeah, we got the bow truckle. Cool. But then they were like, let's make it a movie. And they're like, okay. And I thought it was going to be him, like, going out and exploring and learning about all these animals. No, it's not. It's just a really, really crappy excuse for a really, really crappy series to make more money off of Harry Potter that they really don't need, because Harry Potter is quite good. And with all of this in mind, I'm going to have to give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a C-. Check it out if you haven't already. It's worth a watch. It's not like it's unwatchable. It's entertaining for some parts. And the story's okay. The second one is so bad. I'm so excited to talk about it. And it is an ongoing franchise. So we've got probably at this rate, 10 more years left of this, which is ridiculous, before they come out with another spin-off. And I don't know, I don't appreciate what they're trying to do. I don't appreciate the money that I have to spend. And I don't appreciate them ruining something that I loved when I was a child, because I grew up reading the books and watching the movies and loving them. And they throw this at me, and it's honestly just quite a massive disappointment. But let me know what you guys thought about Fantastic Beasts: Where to Find Them in the comments below. Am I wrong? Is this great? Is this a masterpiece and I'm getting it wrong? I want to know your guys' thoughts, so put it in the comments below. Make sure you guys are subscribing, following along, sharing with your friends, and as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.